part of the process for me is casting the whole movie, whether it's the actors or the crew, getting everybody going in the same direction, understanding the overall game plan and goal, and then getting out of the way.
Action! Please open up!
There isn't a person on this movie that didn't want Diane Lane to play this part. She brings a realism and a genuineness that not a lot of actresses can bring as both a mother and a cyber detective.
Men just think she's the cat's meow, and women feel the same way.
Jennifer Marsh, FBI Cybercrimes up in Portland. We need you to knock down a door for us.
When Lakeshore asked me if I was interested in this, the first person in my head for the role was Diane. I knew she had the kind of emotional maturity and weight and brains.
She's a professional all the way, and I wanted somebody that could, in terms of hair and makeup and wardrobe, embrace really being an agent, and during that period of time not being a movie star.
We had met female FBI agents, and they're interesting women and determined women and attractive women, and Diane seemed to fit the bill very well that way.
The whole genre as a movie is something I wanted to get into. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. It's extremely sophisticated. And as long as its source streaming site is a ghost, it's untraceable. I was fascinated by the whole cyber crimes division and how many people really are working 24 hours a day. We don't even know they're there. I found it very appealing all across the board. I got to spend time with the real thing for me to study under and sit behind their desk and watch how they interact with these criminals. They had located a real FBI cyber crimes division female cop. She's a mom, and so am I, and so is my character in the story. It's interesting because there were quite a lot of parallels between the character I play and the woman who I was role modeling myself after, who really has that job. People go to a thriller because they're willing to go there and meet you halfway. However, you still have to keep the characters interesting and never let them go off into a land where people stop believing and identifying with them.
Did you need bad guys?
Just one. I was very blessed to work with Greg Hoblet as my director, and he's amazing, and he's got so much experience. He just was extremely efficient and powerful. My character is very interested in not going into harm's way because she needs to be home for her daughter, and she's already lost her significant other, the father of her child. But then this website comes along, which is truly streaming live, which is a pretty big indicator that something is afoot that is unusual. I had a great time being in this movie, equally as much the work of it and the groundwork of it and meeting the character that I'm playing.
She's one of the coolest people I've ever worked with. She really knows what she wants. She goes after it. She's really specific, and she's just a ball to be around.
Billy Burke is funny and smart and sexy. We had a great time. And he's very professional and very on it. I mean, he would nail it in one take. And if anybody missed it, it was their fault because he was always great.
This is the second time we've worked with Billy Burke. We thought he could play a strong enough man for Diane Lane, and he accomplishes that very well.
Police, open the door!
It's not very often that people want to work with you again in the way where you actually get the job. Well, Gary and Tom have been very, very good to me, and I think the world of them both, and I think that they make great movies.
Before Billy walked in the room to read for Fracture, a movie that I did just prior to this one, and it was a specific role that I needed a really specific feeling for. He had a presence and an honesty. Again, I believed him as a cop. So when it came to this, it was an easy call.
I was sent the script and told to just kind of hang on. And I said, what do you mean hang on? And they said, well, we're going to try to get this gig for you. Greg Hoblet's directing it. The producers of The Feast of Love, which I had finished shooting just prior to that, are producing it. We're hoping it comes your way. And I'm like, well, what do I have to do? Because I'd read the script and I was like, it's good, I want it. I had just come off playing an LA detective. I figured the leap to a Portland detective wasn't going to be that that big a stretch. We got to go to the FBI gun range up here and do a little shooting, which I had done before at other gun ranges, and that's always fun. And I've been hanging out with a couple of local detectives who have been really informative. I just like to hang out with people like that just to sort of steal their demeanor. Whenever I get the opportunity to do a stunt, I'm all for it. I got into this business because of people like Burt Reynolds, and when I learned as a kid that, you know, Burt Reynolds liked to do a lot of his own stunts, I'm like, me too. So, yeah, whenever I'm asked to, you know, fall over something or get behind the wheel and go fast, I'm right there. Okay, relay that to FBI Portland. Minutes away.
And he and Diane worked very well together. There's sort of a respect that was there all the time.
Greg's my favorite kind of director, and this is my second film with him. He does exactly what a director, in my estimation, of film should do. He hires the right people to work with. He lets them do what they do and tweaks them just enough to get what he wants. That's what makes a great director. I think that Eric Box brings the sort of stability to the mania that's going on. Yeah, you guys do your thing, but we'll do ours. He's seen a lot of things, not very surprised by a lot of things until we start to get into the meat of the story and see how vile this killer is.
We were looking for somebody that was, you know, a youngish agent who had, you know, a dry sense of humor and was able to endear himself with the audience because, you know, later on what happens to them and so forth. And Colin won the role and came in and just knocked it out.
When I read it, it just flew off the page. The words just flew off the page. And I found it really engaging in a disturbing way, which I think is a very important distinction, in that all the disturbing sequences, there was something behind those sequences that I found interesting, the idea of running against the clock, trying to find this guy, and why someone would go to these lengths to commit such heinous acts. I found that stuff really fascinating.
The numbers, they just exploded.
I knew a little bit of Colin, of course, because he's got that last name. And I'd seen bits and pieces over the years of his and liked him. He has a certain vulnerability and a certain innocence, so it really, I think, worked out perfectly. And he did a really nice job. And he had some hard things to do with this.
The fact that he's been around for a long time really makes an actor sort of feel very comfortable, because when you've got someone who knows what they want and knows when they've got it, it's truly a great luxury.
It's Griffin. It's Griffin.
Diane just brings something every day that is sort of hard to quantify. She just carries herself in a way that is so much fun to be around, that is so lighthearted. The relationship between the two of them I thought was really interesting. There has to be some sort of witty banter between the two just to, you know, keep them going, essentially. The amount of stuff that they see and the kinds of stuff that they see almost sort of requires a little bit of joking and joshing. She was amazing. She looked exactly like her photo.
You'll never see her again.
How do you know?
Because you look nothing like yours.
Griffin's got a doubly weird sense of humor, you know, considering he patrols the internet for bad guys. It tends to also be his main source for meeting people of the opposite sex.
Can I bring a date?
You don't even know if you like this girl.
It's a numbers game.
You can be a bit of a geek, you know. I mean, to get that far up the line in computers to where you're working for the government and snaring or getting these bad guys. So he's a bit of a geek in a sweet way. And yet, he's trying to get a girlfriend, and his methods are to use what he knows best, and that would be, in his case, online dating.
I would have to agree. I'm a total catch.
It's definitely his Achilles heel.
To me, has been sort of the most fascinating thing that I'll walk away from in this is just meeting the people that actually do patrol the internet. Some of the stuff that I saw was just really some very, very horrible stuff. And the idea of them coming in, day out, and trying to get those, you know, get the people responsible. I can see the toll that it takes, but I can also see the reward in being able to catch these guys.
Joe Cross was somebody that Deborah Quilla actually brought in to meet Greg and ourselves the first week of casting. We put Joseph's audition up on, you know, the big screen, and we looked at it and we thought, wow, this guy's really cool. And then no one ever came close to his talent, so we went with it.
He plays against type. I mean, here Joseph looks like a choir boy. In this movie, he's anything but. It kind of throws you off a little bit.
He blew us away, and he's continuing to blow us away. He's a young actor to be reckoned with and will be around a long time.
Mary Beth's a Lakeshore perennial. We love working with her, and she's just terrific.
Well, Mary Beth is just this grand dame, you know. She kind of holds this family together on a 24-hour-day basis, no matter that Marsh, Diane's character, holds it together because she is the breadwinner.
Tom Rosenberg and Gary Lucchese and Lakeshore asked me to do it, and that played a big part in wanting to do this. There's a lot of violence and a lot of frightening things. I was very concerned about that. And then I talked to Greg, and he's such a nice, calm, gentle man. And his focus was to tone some of that down.
I worked with Mary Beth when I was 12 years old on stage a while ago. So it was great to reconnect with her. Mary Beth gets it. She has seen it all and done it all, and I have great admiration for her self-knowing and how much of herself she brings to her work. And I was so pleased to work with her again. For me, it was like family reunion week.
It's one of the nicest things that happens in this business, is when you get to work with people again. There's a lot of fear. I think that Stella pushes it down because she can't do anything, and some of that she maybe puts into Annie, but I don't think she's a woman who wants either her child or her granddaughter to be meek. I think that it's very dangerous for these two women to talk about how they feel, because the kind of daily worry that goes on, and it's cyclical because there's the grandmother, the mother, the child, could be overwhelming if they gave into it. So I think they don't, for the most part.
Hello, Annie.
We started certain tapes all over the country. Let's just go on a sort of a global search. And I got a tape on Perla, Haney-Jardine, and I loved her. I just thought she was really amazingly honest in what she was doing. She and Diane just bonded like that. The parents were great. Let us take care of her and let Diane just form a relationship with her.
Perla's a very strong young actress. She can do all of the emotional range that's asked of her.
I play Annie, and she's the daughter of an FBI agent, and her mom, Marsh, she's at work all the time, and Annie never really gets to see her, and every time she does get to see her, she gets a phone call right away, and so Annie's always kind of mad at her mom.
Sweetheart, I gotta go. It's an emergency. It's a real emergency, or I would never leave you like this. I'll make it up to you, I promise, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
In the film, Mary Beth is my grandmother, Stella, and she's always the one who replaces my mom.
Oh, she's a doll, and a really sharp little doll. A lovely little actress, too. Unspoiled, bright, unself-conscious, and very thoughtful, you know. Able to follow direction, able to do what she needs to do.
It's been really fun. I've been able to learn a lot from her, which is really good.
You know something? If you micromanage people, or you try to make them do this or make them do that, or disrespect an artist's need to just have their own way, all you do is crush the spirit. You give people who are really talented room to maneuver, you'll get it all back. It sort of makes my day. You know, I never get tired of.
We really pay attention to casting. We do a good job. People get a chance to win the roles, and I always want Lakeshore to be that kind of place.